I decided that I was tired of living life as the underdog and strived to become a world leader. For some reason, every time that I told someone about my ambitions, they laughed at me and told me to go back to washing their dishes. I realized that there was no hope for this planet, and I left in search of one where the inhabitants see my potential for what it really is. Of course, I can't do that in real life, so I played Pikmin 2 instead. Unfortunately, the spaceship I stole put me $10,000 in debt, and I needed to accumulate funds in order to pay it off. With my trusted friend, Louis, we find a planet that looks promising for both of my goals. Louis falls out of the ship after a bit of a rough landing, and probably dies, while I land in front of my first recruits. These red carrots are known as Pikmin, and they immediately consider me their leader. Already I can feel my fragile ego dissipating. Oh yeah! I did it. Apparently, the ship I stole is sentient and tries to aid me in my quest. Eventually I just start to ignore everything that it says altogether. Breaking Bad taught me that taking help in any shape or form is a weakness. Louis isn't actually dead and winds up raising a bigger squadron than me. Fortunately, he lets me add them to my roster, and for the time being, we agree to work together. I find a strange device that I have never seen before. I want you to take note of its value, and the value of all items we are soon to get. The next day, I decide to assert my dominance over these creatures and take on a beast by myself. Technically, Louis was helping me at first, but he died, and thus his contributions are null and void. I purposely get hit a few times to instill hope into the Pikmin that they could overcome me in order to motivate them. Trust me, the best way to motivate someone while also maintaining control over them is making them think they have a chance against you. Dude! His face is just in the freaking ground! It's just... he's straight up dead! We find a cave system that has the power to stop the flow of time, taking away any sort of time pressure. Once again, I show the Pikmin how to be a proper fighter before giving them their first combat interaction. Shut up, shush. Stealth attack, okay? Got him. I use the Pikmin, which I have now dubbed the cleanup crew, to remove any evidence that I was ever here. Apparently oranges are worth $180, the economy's looking great. Anyway, I decide to turn one Pikmin into a master assassin and slaughter all the inhabitants without mercy. Looking back, this game is extremely violent. It's here that we meet the most balanced part of the game ever created, Purple Pikmin. Pikmin 2 is by far the most challenging of the Pikmin games, and these guys are the reason. Using them, we can carry half the world to our ship and leave the cave satisfied. The globe tells us that there is indeed land right here, which we would never have figured out on our own, so we head there the next day. This is the Awakening Wood. It's too bad they didn't call it the Morning Wood. I used the early hours of the day to increase my squadron size and turn my Pikmin into flower Pikmin. That looks like an egg. This makes them move faster, which is absolutely necessary on purples, otherwise the game length would be 20 times longer. I then collect some treasures, even ones that I don't think you're intended to get at this point because I am a certified gamer. Yes! It's time for the next cave system, the Hole of Beasts. It makes you think that there might be beasts down there. It's here that I utilize the full potential of the purple Pikmin, and realize that I might as well just have them be the kill squad for the rest of the game. There isn't much that happens down here, aside from the fact that I absolutely demolish every living and non-living thing down there. I was gonna try and fight the boss with red Pikmin, but ended up getting a few killed. I can't have Pikmin thinking that I am capable of making mistakes, so I rewind time to try again. This time, I decided to see if purple Pikmin will work, and, well, yeah. Damn! I didn't know you... okay. Alright, well screw strategy, just freaking use purples. There's still enough time left in the day to make it to the next cave, the White Flower Garden. I wonder what is down there. Somehow this cave system exists in a massive chasm with this random structure floating in the middle of it. It's like that for the first two levels, until you reach the aforementioned White Flower Garden, that you are in an enclosed space again. The level of design of this game is unique, that's for sure. I once again considered using red Pikmin for the boss fight, considering how its hitbox is elevated, but once again I opted for purples. If we can just get them to come up slowly. Oh, there we go. Purples for the win. Part of me feels like purple Pikmin were added 2 seconds before the game was released, and that is why it feels like they were never tested for balance. White Pikmin have the power of poison immunity, which allows for us to break down these walls and reach new areas. They can also dig, I guess. Getting past the wall, we massacre another creature and find the other half of the globe. We also learn another mechanic of this game, bridge building, which looking at it now doesn't really make sense as to how it works, but that can essentially describe the whole game. Somehow, the other half of the globe lets us reach an area that is within viewing distance from the other two areas. The Perplexing Pool, my personal favorite area in both its surface and cave systems, especially one of them that I'm sure anyone who has played this game remembers very well. I remember when I played this game back in the day, I spent numerous game days in this place, as the world changes depending on the date. Our first goal is to get the yellow Pikmin. You are supposed to head left in order to get to the upper area where they are, but seeing as my brain is wired to try everything but the proper solution first, I head right. There is a bridge on the other side of this, which seemed easily accessible by just whistling Pikmin across. Nope. Oh my god, you made it. Oh my god, 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 oh my god. Honestly, it seems to be more tedious than just heading left and walking over to the other side. However, successfully doing it makes me seem cooler as a person, and that's all that matters in the end. We were able to reach the yellow Pikmin after sneaking around a fiery ball blacks that I refuse to fight because I can't use purples. Defeating it would allow for me to grow my yellow Pikmin army, but why bother when it actually requires strategy to pull off? With the yellow Pikmin, we grab a few treasures before descending into the Citadel of Spiders. Remember how I told you to remember the value of some of those items from before? At this point in the game, it seems that every single treasure is worth 100 times less than those previous areas. Chances are they did this because the caves get significantly longer and thus have more in them, but it is weird seeing a diamond worth $100 when a playing card was $140. As the name would suggest, spider-like creatures are the main focus of this place, but we also see another threat. While Pikmin 2 may be the most unbalanced of the games, that goes both ways. You can have your entire Pikmin squad wiped out in the blink of an eye, and it's here that we meet something that can cause that. Electricity. You could use yellows to defeat these guys without any threat, but purples once again prove that they are the alpha. That is, until we reach the final floor. The only weakness that purples have is they cannot stomp enemies that have a hitbox above the ground. The boss of this cave is a giant spider, half spider. Once again, I tried using red Pikmin in order to defeat it, but after they got stomped, I realized that yellows are just built differently and have the ability to be thrown higher. Alright, that's it. Good time, guys. We're right in the middle of something. With that, we get a key. A literal key that unlocks the bonus mode in this game. I always found it cool when games did this, and I feel as if you see it less these days. I was gonna make a joke about Pikmin 4 at some point in this video, but they just announced it yesterday, or today as I record this. Maybe it'll boost my views.